Okay, goddamn.
God damn is right. Man, how is everybody doing, man? And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of NHP, man. Another edition of the news, man. This episode 239 of the news, man. And with that, if you guys have not got a chance to know how the show works, man, every Monday we are on here live after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted, man. And every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news. And with that, man, if you guys didn't miss this past Monday's edition of NHP Unscripted, that is AEW trying to rewrite stories with having the Young Bucks come back to save AEW. Again, that is episode 220 of Unscripted, and that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Monday, like I said, after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted. Yes, also, man, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top of the description of this very video, man. You can get this very beautiful piece of merchandise you see on your very screen to commemorate the rebrand of the podcast with the NHP Next Chapter design. Available right now on bonfire.com. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very podcast. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling out. Just been waiting for this month, man. About to be an exciting month from birthdays to back-to-back
Mm.
pay-per-views. It's gonna be good, man. Tomorrow's gonna be good. So it's just a bunch of goodness in November, man, and I'm excited for it. So it's here and it's all coming together. So that's great to see, man. It's gonna be a good, fun next 2 months in all reality, man. So. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. The family's good. How is everybody doing? In the live chat, Bell, Logan, anybody else that joins in, anybody watching the replay, how you guys doing? And what about you, bro? How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. Doing good, bro. Just yeah, just chilling, bro. Just chilling. Now that we are in the busy month of November, it is finally upon us. And so, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you guys as always for joining us. Manager Logan, he is
This guy.
finally on time. What a
Look at
guy.
that.
What a guy. After big leaguing us and big leaguing us and big leaguing us, he's finally on time as the most hated member of by me, Bell. How are you doing, Bell? Thank you for being here as always. Uh man. Yeah, it's exactly, Bell. Exactly. That whole Buck situation of the Bucks and the Elite coming back to save AEW, it makes sense on paper. And that's as far as it makes sense. But yeah, I totally understand that, man. I totally understand that. It obviously it makes sense name value wise because the Elite are the guys that are the grandfathers of the company, but good lord, does that not make any sense? And God forbid they take Adam fucking Page out of what he's doing now. Well, not that he's doing it, I'm talking about his heel run. God forbid they take him out of his heel run that he's doing now, his deranged psychopath heel run, to get the fucking Elite back together. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. But so we got a bunch of exciting news here. Before we go over everything, we are going to be talking about something we've had in the works for a minute now. But well, first off, the first thing we've had in the works is the Call of Duty, the gaming stream, man. I put the polls up. You guys voted on across a couple different social media platforms. I did Twitter, I did Instagram, and I did the YouTube polls. You guys voted majority yes, majority vote yes. So we will be getting the Call of Duty gaming streams out to you guys. I'm not gonna lie, next week's gonna be jam packed busy. So
Yeah.
we're probably looking at next weekend or the week before Full Gear of the time where we will get the first one out to you guys. The exact date, we're not exactly sure. That's another thing we gotta, like I said, if it is a weekend, obviously not. If it is a weekday, more than likely it will be a Wednesday after Dynamite, unless something else pops up. But obviously, we're gonna stamp everything out for you guys here. Within the next couple of days or weeks or whatever, we're gonna, but like I said, we're looking at the week building up to Full Gear, or next weekend, the weekend of the 16th, I believe, of
Hmm.
November. So that's exciting, and thank you guys for putting in your votes and whatnot.
Thank you.
But the other thing we have been working on, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to announce the Notorious Hills podcast has officially partnered with W Energy, man. The a energy company, new on the scene, man. They are looking for content creators, man. They're looking for content creators. They reached out to your boys, and they have officially partnered with us on a official sponsorship that gives you guys 10% off of your purchase, man. W Energy is an energy drink company that is focused on loading their drinks with vitamins and nootropics formulated for anyone who wants to improve focus without jitters. W Energy is a clean formula that is sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams per serving. You can now get your W Energy products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout for 10% off on your purchase, man. Yes, there it is, man. There it is. Your boys have partnered with W Energy, so huge thank you to them. Huge thank you to them for the partnership, man. So I appreciate that, and very exciting, and I hope you guys are too. So, yes, if you guys are looking for a good energy drink to drink, I got some stuff on the way. So I will definitely be showing that off to you guys very soon, man. But yes, so again, thank you to W Energy, and super exciting, and yes, very grateful, man. Very grateful.
Oh, very grateful. It's crazy. Yeah, it's come to this so far, man, and I can't wait to try it.
Wild.
Should be here for me. I'm thinking at least by Unscripted. I really hope so.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't wait to, show you guys, man. Looks great. And thankful for everyone. Thankful for you guys. Thankful for Dubby. And if you guys want to try them out, you guys got our code, man. So thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys very much, man. Thank you guys very much. Yes, came a long way, and just all the gratitude, in the world, man. It's quite crazy. It definitely is quite crazy for sure, bro. But yes. So again, thank you to them, and yes, thank you to W Energy for becoming official members of the Notorious Heels family over here, man. So much appreciated to them as well, man. So, yes, as Durante always asks, man, I'm good. Family's good. And what about you, Durante, Logan, Bell? Again, thank you guys so very much for joining us. My guys in the Replay Mafia, JT and JB, thank you guys, as always, for joining us here today, as we have a lot of stories here today. A lot of news is dropping over the past couple days. A lot of stuff
Mhm.
has dropped, as, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more week, and your boy um will not look like will not look like a member of the fucking Wyatt family anymore, man. I got one more week. It's kind of starting to get annoying, so I'm glad. The mustache is starting to get a little annoying. But God, do I need a cut, man? Good Lord. Um so we got, like I said, bro, we got a lot of news here today for you guys. As we are going to start you guys off with what you see in the thumbnail, man, as according to Fightful Select. Well, before. Oh yeah, yeah. No, nobody. Yeah, this current this current elite. Even like, don't get me wrong. I love Okada, but I don't just there's absolutely no way I see this version of Okada be anywhere near as a guy to stand up for AEW, let
No.
alone Jack Perry.
God, no. Those two, they have to been abandoned by the elite, and they have to hold a grudge with the elite at this point. That's your only way out of this.
Yeah. But so according to Fightful Select, Netflix had mentioned that they are looking to acquire CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes as names on the men's side. On the men's side, that they are hoping to feature on Monday Night Raw. When reaching out to WWE, they noted that the rosters aren't decided as of yet. One higher up joked, Saudi wanted Yokozuna. We want Yokozuna back too. And I'm sure Netflix does too. So,
Noted.
yeah, very. Um, well, I thought that was sort of I thought, man, that is extremely laughable if Netflix thinks they're going to get all three of them be, because USA would probably have dude USA would probably flip their fucking gasket if
Oh,
Netflix
yeah.
acquired all three of those guys, because who exactly who exactly is who exactly is left in terms of the top 3 stars in the company that you would even be able to put on SmackDown on USA Network that would actually have a little bit of a little bit of drawing power, at least to the degree that Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes have. So
Many.
yeah, you're not looking at you're not looking at many that have the again the level the status that Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk have, man. So yeah, to me, man, this is pretty laughable, and it seems like a higher up in WWE, whoever this person may be, finds this a little laughable. Finds this a little laughable as well, because yeah, there's absolutely no way I can see Punk staying on Raw, and I could maybe see, you know, them giving them either Roman or Cody, but there's absolutely no way they get both of those guys. So yeah, that
No. Mm. Oh, yeah. No way, dude. There's no way they get all three. I mean, I think the current thing they got now is where one has Punk and one has Cody and Roman. It is a perfect enough trade.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And yeah, again, man, I just genuinely, I genuinely do not see, I genuinely do not see, you know, Raw. I mean, Raw dude, if you were to move SmackDown to 3 hours and it didn't include Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, or CM Punk, SmackDown already is a tough watch at 2 hours, and they have Roman and Cody. Imagine at 3 hours and they have neither. You know, so
Ugh.
that would obviously make that show even more harder of a watch, especially if you are going to move it to 3 hours, because you absolutely would have nobody in terms of mega star status in the business. So well, obviously they might keep the actual megastar, but the megastar LA Knight isn't necessarily going to have the. I love LA,
Omega
man, but
for power.
yeah, he's not necessarily going to have the megastar power that Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, or CM Punk have. But yes, Nick Khan's phone will absolutely be going off the charts, because USA would probably be ready to rip that fucking man a new one if they put all
Oh,
three of these
yeah.
guys on
One
on
show.
yes, on the same show, bro. But this is something that is nothing more than a pipe dream. And again, if WWE really wants to cater to Netflix, bro, I can see them giving two of them. Yeah, I could see
Hmm.
them giving them maybe a CM Punk or a Cody Rhodes, at the very most. But obviously, again, there's
Not
no
all
fucking
three.
way. Yeah, no way, all three of them.
No, there's no fucking way, man. So, they have their aspirations, which good for them, man. But and I like how they mentioned too. Saudi asked for Yokozuna. They also asked for Ultimate Warrior. So you don't always get what you asked for.
They did, man. They wanted him out there, bro.
Ultimate fucking Warrior.
I gen when they asked, I genuinely want to know who
Mm,
specifically they asked
yeah,
that to and what their reaction was, because I probably would have busted out laughing, bro, because what the fuck? How,
like I want to know was it in person? Because if it was in person, that would have been way worse. Because you got to sit there and just make the biggest poker face of your life. Because bro, how do you ask for fucking Ultimate Warrior? Like what?
yeah, I, I, I don't, man, God, I don't know, bro. Um, but I could see that, naysayers. I could absolutely see them sending Logan Paul to Raw, unless you're
I
talking
could
about
see it.
manager Logan. They probably could send him to Raw too, um but no,
Never know.
I could see them sending Logan. I'm just very interested. Off topic, man. I'm very interested to see what exactly Logan Paul's definition of workhorse means, because we've all heard the chatter. He says he wants to be a workhorse in 2025. I'm very interested to see what they think, or what Logan Paul thinks a workhorse in the wrestling business is, because I know my definition of it. And I'm very interested to see what he thinks is a workhorse, as well as I really hope he's not taking on this workhorse persona, because he thinks this is
Gonna
he
get him
thinks
over.
in the year of 2025 this is what it's going to take for WWE to put the world title on him, because I'll have him know, the way
He ain't
Triple
never
H
getting it.
books, Logan Paul probably is, at least in the very distant future. I do not see Triple H putting a world title on him. If anything, I see
No,
Triple H giving him another mid card title reign just for publicity. And it's probably gonna suck again, unless he is as active as as I think, as he's portraying he might be. There's absolutely no way. I don't even think they put a title on him
no, I
closely
really
again.
don't. I really don't. I think that U.S. run kind of proved everyone to, probably he shouldn't have a title. It's again, it's like giving The Rock a title. Dude's not gonna be around to fucking be around with the fucking title, so why put anything on him?
Excuse
So,
you.
well,
Uh,
Rock made his own, so Rock's okay.
no,
But
no, hold on. Okay, you just said two wrong things. The Rock has a
okay,
title, and he made his own title. I'll have you fucking know that title was made for him, handcrafted by Muhammad Ali's wife, and she gave
handcrafted
it
by
to
it.
him. She made it herself. I'll have you know. Okay?
Oh, I'm sure she designed that bull ass
She did.
fucking Rock title. She sat there on the drawing board, fucking Jack Perry schmilted it, fucking all together, made it, forged it.
See, uh, thank you. Well,
It's good now.
back crooked the other way. A little back the other way. There you go. Okay,
Goddamn.
back to what you were saying.
No, man, but I really don't think they're going to be putting any titles on Logan Paul. I think that US run scared everybody away because that shit was garbage, dude. He was barely around, barely showed up for any pay-per-views, and everyone was just waiting for LA Knight to take it from him, man. So I don't think they're going to put any titles on him anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the first run, man. I mean, obviously the title, the title is very nice, sitting on the set of Impulsive, but that's not where the title is meant to be. And I think they know that, and I think because they specifically highlighted so much towards the end of his reign that that man only had three defenses while he since winning it. Um,
It
I
really looked bad.
it looked horrible. It really looked horrible, man. And obviously in the middle of it, he's fighting for the WWE championship. It just made no sense, man. And I just don't see them putting a title on him. But I can absolutely see them putting him on Netflix, because Logan, obviously, he does have name value. He does have name value in the world of just media in general. Logan Paul's always been a very just popular name ever since he came on the scene, and he's great in WWE. And again, if he continues to work on his promo game, and if he is going to be a workhorse, and again, I hope he knows what wrestling fans think and portray is as a workhorse, because if he's not going to live up to that, then
No.
don't call yourself a workhorse, bro. I think, I think, maybe he does stand a chance, if all those things go to plan, bro. But again, if he shows up periodically here and there and stuff, it's gonna be one of those guys that, people only, want to see a couple times a year, if any. There's a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
that don't even care to see Logan Paul at all, which, if that is the case, then then WWE's got a lot of work to do in making him back as somewhat relevant, or somewhat a part of things that people want to see. So,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of Cody Rhodes, man, obviously Netflix wants him a part of their big three, and they're actually, according to WrestleVotes Radio, there are no plans in the foreseeable future to take the Undisputed Championship off of Cody Rhodes. WWE are in love with Rhodes being the new face of the company and are extremely happy with Rhodes as champion. Well, I think that, I
I mean, I think it was obvious to everybody that he was going to hold it till at least Mania.
yeah.
So, not very shy. It's good that they like him as champ. That's a good thing, but it's not really shocking that he's going to be a champ for a while.
Definitely, man. And obviously, they see a lot of John Cena in him. Um
Hmm.
but I really hope they, I really don't want to see them keep the title on him too long, just to keep him fresh. I would hate to see him grow, too stale. And I really want to see him hold on to that title at least until Mania. And I would like to see, I would like to see some other people get the chance to become WWE champion, and I don't want to see them keep the title on another guy for another long period of time. Like I said, just to keep Cody fresh. I understand they like him as the face of the company, but as John Cena always says, if you are the true face of the company, then you can be a champion without holding the championship. You know,
Hmm.
so and obviously what he means by that is being able to stay fresh and being able to still be one of the focal points in the show, even though you don't have the symbol of your show, which is the world championship of your division. But no, obviously, I like Cody Rhodes too as the face of the company. Now, again, as me and Sir K have expressed multiple times, I obviously do want to see him branch out one day and really explore a heel run, just because I think, and obviously I know
Oh,
I know that day's not gonna be today, or it might not even be for the next couple of years, but eventually I really want to see him get to that point, because I know he has it in him, and I think I think it would be just very cool for his character to explore that side of himself, man. But no, I like Cody as the face of the company too. Obviously, he's extremely popular, and they're extremely happy with him, man. And uh, you know, back many years ago when he left AEW, I thought it was all going to lead back to him eventually going back to AEW. But man, at this point, at this point, bro, I think this guy might be a WWE lifer, and I think that might be the best
oh
call
yeah.
for him.
Tony screwed his chances. He fucked that old company up. There ain't nothing to come back to.
Yep,
So I think, yeah, I think he's definitely a permanent WWE lifer at this point.
100%, 100%, man. So yeah, and as naysayers brings up a good point is Cody. if Cody continues to play this babyface character, it overall just better suits him to chase. It overall better suits him to chase, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's done all right with the championship. It got off to a pretty rocky start. It got off to a classic AEW start. You're doing nothing but having good matches, and it
Exactly.
was almost like him going back to his all elite roots. But it's definitely picked up, and it's got more intriguing with the whole storyline with KO and Randy. And like I said, overall, I think he's obviously a great choice for to be the face of your company. But uh the main thing that just concerns me here is the championship. I really don't want to see him hold the championship too long. And I can think of a lot of guys he could lose it to, man. I really can. He overall, maybe he could lose it to Kevin Owens. Maybe he could lose it to Kevin Owens. Maybe he could lose it to Randy. Maybe he could lose it to John Cena at WrestleMania, because we actually have another interesting story regarding WrestleMania. But there's a lot of great guys. But to be honest, as time goes on, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, and I really want to hear how you guys feel about this, but one thing I've kind of been liking the idea of as of late is maybe Cody Rhodes drops the world championship to Kevin Owens, and then
Hmm,
Kevin Owens ends up dropping the world championship to Sami Zayn.
I like it. That's something I'd be down for.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that possibility a lot lately, and it's honestly something I really like, but I don't exactly know when Sami Zayn's world championship win comes, but I do know
Well,
I
came about 2 WrestleManias ago.
yeah, I fucking wish, bro. I do know as time moves on, man. I honestly I think I would like for it to be against Kevin Owens,
Hmm.
and depending on where it is, I would really like to be there. Um, but we'll see. We'll see.
You never know, man. What we can make happen, man. You never know. I'm down to
Yeah.
go to Canada.
I was gonna say if it is in Montreal, man, that might be that. I don't even know how long a fucking drive to Montreal would be, or a plane ticket, but um I I don't know, man. I definitely I'm very interested in that. But anyways, back to Cody. That's the only thing that concerns me with this, man. Is I really don't want to see I really don't want to see the championship reign go on too long, and hearing the foreseeable future. I really hope that doesn't include I really hope that doesn't include WrestleMania season, because I would really like to see him drop the title at WrestleMania, or even before WrestleMania, to be honest. Um,
Well, for us, Montreal is about a 13.5 hour drive.
oh
That ain't too bad. I think that's fine. It's gonna be mostly empty roads anyway, so a
yeah,
lot of driving through Canada.
oh yeah, that's honestly that's not that's
That's not horrible.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not bad. But no,
yeah.
definitely, I would love to see that in person. Plus, I would love to go to one of those Canada crowds, man.
Oh, dude, Montreal's the best one, I think.
I would say.
They're just very hardcore. I don't know if maybe that's just my nostalgia from Elimination Chamber 2023, but no, Montreal's a great crowd. Montreal's a great crowd, man. But I totally agree, naysayers. A lot of people in the beginning of the whole bloodline thing, man, didn't want to see another Sammy and Kevin, which I get, but I disagreed with that, because I thought that, especially with the amount of popularity that Sammy had as the honorary Uce, I thought Kevin Owens being jealous of that would have been a really good story to tell. But obviously, now that that ship has passed, obviously you can tell the story now. Well, I mean, you could still tell the story of Sammy being more popular than Kevin Owens, and Kevin being jealous about that. But now you're going to have the opportunity to tell the story of Sami Zayn back teaming with Roman Reigns after everything that Roman Reigns did to Kevin Owens, um, Triple H is building that up for a huge main roster showdown between those two, and it's going to be epic. And he's going to tell his own story. He's going to have the chance to do another take on what he did in NXT and sort of what they did on the main roster with Sammy and Kevin, and I think it's going to be great.
Definitely.
So, anyways, speaking of WrestleMania and Cody Rhodes, also per WrestleVotes Radio, if WWE decides to go with The Rock versus Roman Reigns in the main event of night two of WrestleMania 41 in 2025, Cody Rhodes will be featured in the alternate main event in night one, and night one would be very heavy towards building Cody Rhodes for the marquee match on the night one version of the show, man. So what do you think about this, bro? And if The Rock and Roman Reigns do take night two, man, who do you put against Cody?
Maybe, I don't know. You got a lot of people. I, I mean, you could do Orton. I don't know if I'd do it at Mania if it was me personally. You got KO. Maybe you got a mix of him, KO, and Sammy. Building to that. You got some people it could be against, man. You really do.
Definitely, man. You definitely have options. I would say building into Mania. I think obviously the big one is Orton. In terms of story, I don't know if the match is going to be crazy spectacular. But that's okay. I would do personally. I would do Cody or. No, I would not do Cody versus Cody. Personally, I would do Orton or I would do Cena. Either of the two, I think would be I think would be great options. But overall, if Cody does continue to hold the title, past, then then at that point, man, I would probably say I would probably, if he holds the title past Mania, I would say maybe you do the Cena match at SummerSlam. Just off the fact they're already building towards Orton, and there's no way you can save Orton until after Mania because people would just grow tired of waiting for Orton to turn and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I feel, I don't mind waiting, bro, but I feel, the fact that Orton gave that title a look at Money in the Bank, and I think to wait almost 9-10 months for him to turn, I think would be a little much, being that they're on the same brand, that's not really something you want to, foreshadow for too long. Things you want to foreshadow is something like Cody versus Gunther, right? Guys who are separate, guys who, don't see each other every week. But when these guys are on the same brand,
you're gonna speed it up a little bit.
100%. Yeah. 100%. And obviously, being that Randy is one of the only guys that is legit enough to go up against Cody Rhodes on his brand, you kind of got to do this now. But speaking of John Cena, what if we have Randy take the title from Cody at WrestleMania? What if he gives Cody Rhodes a punt and he wins the WWE Championship to then drop it to John Cena?
That'd be cool. I'd be down for that.
Because everybody wants to see. I know for many years everybody bitched about Orton versus John Cena. But I feel in 2025, now that this is the end of Cena's run, now we could be getting to a point where people actually want to see this match again. And Orton. And Orton going on a heel run to then drop it to John Cena is maybe something WWE could actually capitalize on. Either Cena's got a lot of great options because on one side of the coin you have a heel Randy Orton, and on the other side of the coin you have a heel Gunther. Honestly, bro, I would probably have him try for Gunther and lose, and then I would maybe say have him beat Orton for the title.
go for someone he knows in the ring. He knows what to expect, all that shit. You could tell a great story between, the loss to Gunther and the win with Orton. You could tell, the reason why.
Yep. Yep. Maybe after the loss to Gunther, you do the match with Punk maybe at one of the pay-per-views in the summer. He loses to Punk, and then from there you can have him start, rebuilding himself and getting himself to Randy Orton, whether that's at SummerSlam, whether that's at yeah, I mean, I guess the only place you would probably be able to do that is SummerSlam, but maybe that's maybe that is maybe that's that. But yeah, I could very well see that, and I was just gonna say, the Mania match could very well be John Cena versus Gunther. Cena loses, and then maybe SummerSlam you do Cena Orton. Cena gets the 17th world title, man. I would actually fuck with that, man, and I think just off of just brainstorming here with you, Sir K, I think I might have created what I would like to see.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that is the news on what exactly WWE will be doing for the backup plan if they decide not to go with Roman and or Rock and Roman. But there actually is another interesting piece of news regarding the WrestleMania main event, because there is a main event backup if The Rock does not plan to wrestle, which is a very slim
I think
chance.
he'll be there.
Yes, but the Observer reports if The Rock does not return for a match at Mania, then there is a strong possibility of Reigns versus Rhodes 3 being booked as the main event, since they're 1-1. That does not sound like
That's
something,
horrible.
dude. If you do a Reigns and Rhodes rematch at this point, that is SummerSlam material, bro.
Mhm.
You cannot give that to people. And again, the chances of The Rock not wrestling in Las Vegas. I mean, do
Mm,
you all
No,
think The Rock is humble? I mean, come on,
no,
bro.
dude.
Do you think The Rock is going to humbly sit by and not participate in a WrestleMania now that he is home?
This fucking mania is because of me. I'm gonna be in the fucking main event. Glazing. Like he's gonna be in that main event glazing himself, dude. You don't
100%.
think he's gonna be up there with the fucking Glazer title or on his shoulder making his I even when he's making his entrance, when he's doing his practice entrance before the show, and then when the show starts, he's actually gonna fucking do his entrance. He's gonna be glazing himself the whole fucking 2 weeks building up to Mania, 3 weeks. He's gonna be in Vegas like for a month straight, fucking hyping that shit up. You know The Rock.
This sounds like nothing more than Dave Meltzer trying to cover his tracks from the first time when he said The Rock was not going to be at Mania at all. He said The Rock wasn't going to be at Mania at all. Now he's saying if The Rock doesn't plan to
Yeah.
wrestle. Um, Again, how many of you actually believe that The Rock is not wrestling at the Mania? That again, nobody could tell me differently, bro. This man had such a huge part in Las Vegas being the venue for this Mania in the first place. You think he's not gonna be wrestling on that show, fucking shaking sweat off of his arms and his legs, and probably kicking
Like,
Roman Reigns in the gut and then fucking falling into the turnbuckle again? You think he's not gonna be in the main event? Walking around ringside with his heel ups around the ring? Come on, man.
come on, man, it's The Rock.
Yes, and then obviously to Roman and Cody 3. There you cannot convince me that putting the same main event in the main event of WrestleMania for 3 years in a row is a good way of uh is a good way of marketing a WrestleMania, bro. I mean, dude, 3 years in a row. I get the rematch, bro. I get it. I get it,
People
bro.
will be pissed. You can't do that. They'll be pissed at Cody. They'll be pissed at Roman. They'll be pissed at Mania. It's not going to go
Yes.
well.
Again, I get putting maybe a rematch, a number 2 in the main event, which that in itself is a little risky, but okay, I get it, right? 3 years, that's pushing it, bro. That's
That's
really
insane.
pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, some years on an offhand, WWE can get lucky to the point where they can market the same main event 2 years in a row, okay. But
I
3,
got what? Nah,
nah.
that ain't happening, bro. Hate to break it to you.
Look, man. I love me some Roman Reigns, but how can you not stand in the Rock's corner, bro? How
I
can you?
actually might have to stand in the Rock's corner too. I'm
You
sorry,
you
Roman.
you got to stand in the Rock's corner, bro.
I love you, go, but
Yes, you got to, bro. I mean,
I gotta sit
he's
there and glaze, bro.
exactly. I got to sit there in my project Rock gear, and I got to sit there and glaze
Just
him, the Rock,
his
in all of
presence.
his glory.
He'll hold one side of the belt up, I'll hold the other side up. We
Exactly.
hold him up. Like, come on, man.
The
He
belt
needs at
that
least
he
two
was
of them.
gifted by Muhammad Ali's
Exactly.
wife.
Gifted, created, forged by by his wife.
Yes.
Given to him as a gift
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah. What exactly was the gift? Exactly. What?
And they gave him a gift at their husband's fucking Hall of Fame moment. Goated. I love The Rock, man.
Now I remember him saying his dad, Rocky Johnson, the Soul Man, used to he used
Rock,
to
yeah.
he used to train with Muhammad Ali, but why exactly does that garner the Rock getting gifted a
Giving it.
championship exactly? I don't know, but Dwayne knows, and he's gonna tell us one day. Um, but I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I think one day, man. I think we need to see double belt Dwayne. Okay.
We got to anything, and then the Glazer right there. The true prize in this sport is the Glazer belt.
It is. It is. That's exactly why Cody needed to hold it when The Rock held his title, and he said it just felt right. Which, speaking of that, before we move on, I guess this means Rock and Cody's off the table
It
because
looks like it.
because unless they do it at 42, because but then again, it kind of would go against what The Rock said in terms of, when I come back, I'm going to come back for you, unless him and Cody do Chamber or Royal Rumble. But let's be honest, the Rock is not
He ain't
showing up
showing
to
up
these
for one of
shows. Um, he showed up for Bad Blood because he just so happened to be in the area.
Yeah, that's
And
literally it.
a lot of people a lot of people thought that a lot of people thought he was going to show up at their latest a lot of people thought he was in Saudi Arabia, just now, but it turns out he was standing in cold ass Germany, standing there in winter clothes and flip-flops at the fucking airport, doing fucking whatever he was doing in Germany. But um you know but yeah, I mean, I guess this means that that's off the table. So it, I,
Man,
it's
weird.
tricky, but then again, if The Rock does face Cody,
Hmm.
it'll kind of fuck up everything we just talked about in terms of the Cody and Randy, and then the Randy and the Cena and Gunther, and then the Randy, or the Randy and Cena. We kind of fuck all that up, because if Cody faces Rock, what does Roman do? What does Randy do at
Hmm.
WrestleMania? You know what I mean? And I mean, you can still have the Cena and Gunther match, but again, where the hell does that leave Roman Reigns? Maybe Roman and Jacob Fatu, I guess, would be the only thing of substance you have on that show. And then at that, what the fuck does Randy Orton do at Mania? I don't know.
And it's very intriguing to see how they're building up Mania and to see what they do, man. They have so many variations of this and that with Cody, Roman, and Rock. They have so many variations they could go with. I'm very intrigued to see how they're gonna do this.
For sure. For sure,
Oh,
man.
by the way, about like yes, 100%. Saudi paid real diamonds in those fucking things, they're gonna stay at some podium at some skyscraper in Saudi until the next show. So 100%.
No, man, they're at the WWE experience in Riyadh.
Those fake ass ones. Those big ass plastic replicas they got in that bitch. You know they got them real ones in some fucking vault somewhere.
They're at the experience, man.
Yeah, the experience.
We could go check out the Hogan section at the WWE experience.
The Hogan section. Oh god.
Um So yeah, I don't know if The Rock does end up facing Cody, man. Like I said, that really fucks up a lot of things. More specifically for Roman. Not that Jacob and Roman is messes things up, but overall, man, I know The Rock wanted to come back for Cody Rhodes, bro, but it might make the most sense booking wise to do the Roman and Rock match this year, or if you
Mhm.
really can get the fucking Rock to come out of to come out of hiding and maybe do Rock and Cody at Rumble.
Like Rumble or something. Do it at a minor one.
Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you.
But yeah, man, it's interesting. It's really interesting to see, and we could be looking at another messed up. We could be looking at another messed up WrestleMania season, bro. Depending on, or not a messed up, but a really rocky WrestleMania
All over
season
the
in
place.
terms all over again. Similar to
Hmm.
what we got last year, man. But it's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see, man, and yeah, but. Speaking of WrestleMania, before we get back to some bloodline business, bro, with this Jacob Fatu controversy, speaking of WrestleMania season, there has been, um, some, photos going around. There's been some photos going around, man, from WWE, promoting WWE promoting in, I believe it was when they were in Saudi Arabia. Um, they flashed an image up on one of the trons there, as you can see on your very screen. WWE has revealed dates leading into WrestleMania 41 that will broadcast live episodes of Raw and SmackDown during their European tour, which, as you can see, the road to WrestleManias, those are the live events. So you got one in Germany, you got one in Northern Ireland, you got two in Germany. I mean, you got another one in England, Austria, the Netherlands.
As some
Um,
would say.
yes, as our great friend would say, the Netherlands. You have one over there, in the Netherlands, but as you can see, Raws and SmackDowns, man. You got March 14th in Barcelona, Spain. You have March 17th in Brussels, Belgium. You
Mm.
have March 21st in Bologna, Italy. Where else? March 24th, Glasgow, Scotland. And March 28th, London, England. And another one in London, England on March the 31st. Okay. Well, Bell, according to
Let's see.
WrestleVotes Radio, Netflix is open to the idea of broadcasting the Raw episodes live, taking place during the European tour on the road to WrestleMania 41. So in the US, the episodes will air live in the afternoon. So obviously this would not go for SmackDown because those are going to have to be taped. But the one in Brussels, Belgium, Glasgow, Scotland, and March 31st in London, England, those all look to be live episodes.
Crazy.
Very crazy, and I'm actually very down with that idea, bro. I am very down with that idea. As I hate I hate tape shows, man, which is very sad for SmackDown because they're probably going to get fucked going into WrestleMania, or at least for 3 episodes of the WrestleMania build, March 14th, March 21st, and March 28th. So they will have the whole month of April, I guess, or about two or 3 weeks in April building up to WrestleMania. They're gonna have live episodes, man, but 3 pivotal episodes in the WrestleMania build are going to have to be taped, and that sucks for SmackDown. But I'm very excited for Monday Night Raw in that regard, man. I think I hate tape shows, and I think these shows are going to come off a lot better.
Oh, 100%. I think it's worth it to go live with those, man. I think people are already getting used to, the European live shows where, it's a different time for us. I think people are getting used to that. And I think with Netflix, it would definitely work, man. And I'm excited. I think they should just do it live. It'll produce a better show, a way better crowd. And I'm always cool with those earlier shows, man. Hey, I ain't complaining that I get everything done and over with early. I'm not one to complain about that, man. So. I actually love this idea, and I hope they do go with it being live. I
For
think they
sure.
will.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah, so I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We're gonna get some quality episodes of Monday Night Raw, being that they are going to be a part of the European tour. And I actually like that they're not going with the basic option here, and that is to film a bunch of episodes in the US, or film them in or film them internationally, but then they end up being a tape show like it's going to have to be with SmackDown. I actually like that they're taking the liberty to have the episodes of Raw that they have international and make them live episodes, because they're just going to come off better, and it's going to do nothing but add to the
Mhm.
WrestleMania build. So I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited for that, and yeah, I'm excited for some very interesting crowds going into Mania season, man. So it's exciting.
Definitely, I'm real excited.
Yes. So per Fightful Select, Jacob Fatu was recently involved in a controversy where he was called out for frauding a charity. But according to Fightful, Jacob Fatu had already resolved his issues with the NGO. He was accused of defrauding of $2,600. He made the payment. He made the missed payment that was missed back in June of 2024. Jacob also had brief communication with the NGO to work things out, and it seemed as if everything was just a simple miscommunication.
Look at that, man. Look at that. People are saying, "Oh, he's gonna get fired." What are you guys talking about? It's WWE. They would have known about this already and resolved the problem by the time he made television.
Yes, yes, bro. All you hear is how Jacob is a very respectful guy. He's a very nice guy. Jacob does not strike me at all as somebody who would purposely want to defraud a charity. And at the
No,
end of the day, it is exactly what I thought it is when I seen it, is a simple miscommunication, which, yes, people, that happens. Mistakes happen. Miscommunications happen. It is okay. The guy doesn't need to be fired. I was seeing people starting to even tremble on the idea of canceling Jacob Fatu. It's not gonna fucking
bro.
happen. Get out of here with get out of here with this mess, bro. Jacob, again, all you hear from Jacob is that he's a great guy, he's a nice guy, and it was literally as simple as a miscommunication. So yes, people, leave it alone. It is okay. Everything's figured out, and Jacob is going to continue to be one of the fastest rising stars in the company, bro. So yes, you all can leave Jacob Fatu alone now. It is okay.
Literally.
Yes, he paid the money back, and it is what it is. So I seen that, and I instantly was like, oh no. Now people are gonna hate Jacob Fatu for the rest of his career because Twitter.
Never fails.
So, also, speaking of some more people in the bloodline, per Fightful Select, those spoken to within WWE have confirmed that Lance Anoa'i has signed with the company as of this past summer. Lance Anoa'i has been sidelined with an injury and isn't imminently planned for creative with it. Isn't imminently planned for creative within NXT or the main roster, and he likely will not be cleared for a while.
Damn. That sucks that he's injured,
Yes.
but great.
Sorry, what were you gonna say? My bad.
Oh no, you're good. Sucks that he's injured, but a great signing nonetheless, and I'm sure he's gonna be in that NXT PC circle. So they're getting good ones, man.
Yes. Yeah, it's obviously not good, to call all of these guys up.
No,
Obviously, um, guys like Tongaloa, guys like Tongaloa, um, guys like that, Jacob Fatu, like these guys didn't need to go to NXT, bro. But guys like Lance, Lance has actually been wrestling for a while. So maybe he is good enough for the main roster. I'm not too familiar with Lance's work, but guys, especially like Zilla. I know a lot of people want to see them on the main roster just because of what's going on with the bloodline. But who knows, man? Maybe they have a little bloodline tag team down in NXT in Lance and Jacob Fatu. But even with a guy like Hikuleo, man, Hikuleo's probably ready for the main roster as well, man. But again, I'm not too familiar with Lance. Maybe he is good enough for the main roster, maybe not. But that we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm sure whatever WWE feels ready, or whatever WWE feels is the right decision, I'm sure they'll go with, man. I'm sure they'll go with, hopefully. And if he's not ready, then they won't put him on the main roster. If he is ready, then they will put him on the main roster. But another signing in the realm of the Samoan dynasty, man. So it's very interesting to see how how many people of the Samoan dynasty are they going to continue to sign and feature on television, man? It's going to get interesting, and exactly how
crazy.
they're going to factor into the whole bloodline story. So yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yes, so Lance Anoa'i is signed with WWE, but he will be sidelined with an injury for a while.
Hmm.
What up, Ajax? My bad, dude. I did not see your chat. Do I think Santos will ever be a champion? Uh,
Man
at,
can hope, but
at this rate, no.
no, not with the way they're going. Not with the way
Yes.
they're booking them.
I was very excited for Santos to be called up. I was very excited when they called Legado del Fantasma up because they were fantastic in NXT. Um,
But they have
but
not used him.
yes, WWE has not used him at all. They kind of fucked up the whole aura around his faction being taken
Hmm.
seriously, and they put him in the LWO, and that just really fucked their whole image up of this, just cartel, serious, very serious group. They just made them a bunch of fucking happy guys hanging out with Rey Mysterio, um, just doing
Being
nothing.
happy,
Yes.
literally.
Being happy, chanting LWO, and I would love to see Santos be great in WWE. However, I don't see that. So I hope that
No,
answers your
I really
question.
don't. No, I would love it. I love the guy, but in terms of WWE and their direction, I don't see it.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all, bro. So yeah, man. Lance Anoa'i again has signed with WWE, and it remains to be seen if or when he will emerge. And yes, absolutely, bro. No problem. No problem. So Goldberg.
Worst part of the day.
Yes. I figured we'd rip the Band-Aid off now. Goldberg has announced that he will be having his retirement match next year in WWE. Well, for starters, we
That
did
sounds good.
escape him not showing up in AEW.
I mean, at this point, I would prefer that, if anything. Shit.
True, but that show was already in the gutter, so
That
I
was,
can see why you say that. But at the end of the day, that would have made Dynamite somehow 10 times more unbearable.
It would have killed it.
Yes. Absolutely. So I'm glad he never showed up in AEW, man. But if he's gonna have his retirement match, I'm assuming it's going to be against Gunther, and I'm assuming it's going to be against Gunther. And if that's the case, as long as obviously as long as he doesn't beat Gunther, I'm okay with that. Unless he's going to have a couple matches before he does his retirement match. His match with Gunther, I think, is going to be fine, simply for the fact Gunther is going to absolutely embarrass this man, and in every stretch of the imagination, he is going to bury this man, bro, and
Oh, yeah.
and then he's going to send him packing, and if not, I could see Goldberg doing a retirement match against a guy like Braun Breaker or something like that, which I mean that I could see fitting in terms of Goldberg's style, but the reason I'd be okay with a one-off Gunther match is because I know Gunther's just gonna absolutely bury this guy on his way out. So yeah,
Yeah, so I'm cool with the Gunther match, man, but I feel like there's gonna be more than the Gunther match that leads up to his actual retirement. So that I'm a little nervous about.
for sure. Yes, that's exactly what I'm nervous about as well. Is I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
Honestly, yeah.
I don't want to see too much Goldberg, man. We already went through so many years of this guy fucking terrorizing our television screens, bro. So, not excited for that. But yes, if there's anything I'm excited for, there's two things I would be excited for in this run, and that would be Gunther embarrassing him on the mic and him taking a Braun Breaker spear. Those are about the only two things I'd be excited for with this retirement.
Definitely, definitely.
So, with Goldberg, yes, with the Goldberg retirement news, news, man, we actually have some news on somebody who is not signed with WWE. And AEW fans have been clamoring for her all year. Becky Lynch. Well, I thought she was on Dynamite this past Wednesday, fighting Penelope Ford, is Becky Lynch. But apparently that's not her. Becky Lynch and WWE per Fightful Select are still on good terms. Those spoken to within WWE claim that if Lynch wanted to sign a new deal before her absence, they would have likely done that. The rumored $2 million number was outright denied by everyone who would know it. Lynch's contract with the company would be well beyond $2 million a year.
Good for her, man.
Yes, absolutely. And whatever her new deal is, whatever Mercedes is getting paid, she needs to be getting paid a little bit more than that, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, fucking Mercedes is over there botching a fucking car hit segment or something, whatever they were doing
bro.
on Dynamite. I can't wait for fucking, well, actually, I can't wait for Monday when talking about Dynamite, but can't wait to criticize that shit, man. But Becky, she's great. Can't wait to see her back, and she definitely deserves that money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I know that, that may upset a lot of people. I know that may upset a lot of people, man, but Yes, you have to take the harsh truths, bro. Becky Lynch is worth way fucking more than Mercedes Moné, bro. I'm sorry.
Especially at this point.
Yes, I'm sorry, not sorry. Becky Lynch is Becky Lynch is a bigger star, and this might be a very hot take. Becky Lynch is better in the ring than Mercedes Moné. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
I would say currently, yeah. I would definitely say she really de-evolved. She really fucking did, man.
Washed, bro. Fucking
She,
washed.
yeah.
Um, yeah, again, and I know you guys got your opinions. I know a lot of people think Mercedes is one of the best in the world. And she's
She's great.
good. She's good. She's great, bro. But Mercedes' work, just as of the last time I remember watching Mercedes work and feeling like she was one of the best in the world.
Awesome
Eh,
hug.
yeah, maybe 2019, 2020, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
would say around that, yeah. Boston Hug and then like the Sasha and Bianca stuff. That's
yes.
probably the last time I really enjoyed her work. I wanted to enjoy it. I was excited when she came into AEW. Boy, do I regret that.
Yeah. I mean, Becky been
I
putting on bangers for years, bro. I even when she was cringy Becky, the matches with Bianca, bro. Come
think they're
on.
still like match of the year candidates.
Yes, bro. If you could say anything about Becky Lynch, dog, even when she was in the gutter as big time Bex, them
Oh,
matches with Bianca Belair were pretty fucking goated. I can't lie. Um,
I
I actually, in the year of 2022, that was probably my women's match of the year. Was their Mania match.
was. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that was an insane match, bro. Even her match against Rhea Ripley from this year's WrestleMania was pretty fucking good, man. But no, man. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for Becky to come back. I'm excited for her to come back, man. And yes, whatever Mercedes gets paid, she needs to get paid more than that because Mercedes clearly chased the bag and not
Quality.
yeah, she's not chasing the quality or the in-ring ability at the moment, bro. But this is interesting. Real quick, before we get back to the women's stuff, Ajax says, "How long do you see LA Knight holding the belt?" Honestly, not much longer. I think he drops it to
Mm,
Carmelo. Maybe they do a match at Survivor Series or Saturday Night Main Event, but I think by the end of the year, I think you could take the
it
belt
will.
off LA.
I think so. I say that's the case. I say
Yes.
Carmelo would probably be the one to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, but she says, Bell says, my top three women's wrestlers this year: Tony, Rhea, and Roxanne. Isn't even in the top five. I'm not putting her over Mariah or Stephanie Vaquer. Tell me I'm
Oh
not
god.
tripping and thinking that. Bell, you're not tripping at
Oh
all.
wow. Not
You,
at all, man. No, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't even put her in the top 10 this year.
yeah.
I mean, you got Tony, Rhea, Roxanne, Stephanie, Mariah, Julia. You got just names after names. Fuck, I might put Tiffany Stratton over her this year.
Definitely, man. I mean, I know, the only, honestly, bro, the only thing Mercedes did this year that was good at all
Mm,
was the match with Stephanie Vaquer.
okay.
And in that match, everybody knows it. Everybody said it then. You could go back and watch the Forbidden Door review that I did. The the glaring the shooting star from that match
Stephanie.
was Stephanie Vaquer out wrestling Mercedes Moné. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, bro. I'm fucking sorry, bro. Um
Oh,
Mercedes Moné has not done good work this year, bro. She is not.
no.
And Mercedes again, bro. In previous years, Mercedes has done really good work. 2015, 2016, 17 she did some great in-ring stuff and 19 and 20, she did good stuff as well, man, but other than that, dude, that was one of the last really good thing she probably did was her match with Bianca at 37, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say. And that was probably the last time I've watched Mercedes work, and now that I think about it, it's probably the last time, and I've said like, oh, okay, that was dope stuff. That was dope stuff she did. But even the rain building up to that and the story building into that match sucked.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been big on Mercedes for years, bro. She is probably my second to last if I'm ranking the four horsewomen. Um,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm probably saying Becky, Bailey, Mercedes, Charlotte.
I think the top two can change depending on the time. It's either, like you said, Becky or Bailey at the top spot. I think that can change for me. But the last two are definitely, Sasha, then Charlotte.
Yeah, but I mean, she's done great this year in terms of her accolades and what Tony Khan decided to pay her, but in terms of the quality that she's put out, bro, it's not it needs to stay far away from the word quality in my opinion, bro, but
Mhm.
yes, and I know all the Mercedes people can cry me a river, bro, but it's just what it is, bro. It's just what it is. But yeah, this year man, yeah, you definitely, if you're looking at the landscape of just the body of work that the women put in this year, you're Tony's probably, in this day and age, bro, Tony is probably the best, I would say, in terms of, she told a great story this year, and her body of work in the ring is just tremendous. She, in my opinion, bro, Tony Storm in the ring is probably the best women's wrestler on the planet right now. Um,
Yeah.
is Tony Storm from an in-ring perspective, from a star power perspective, there's no other option than Rhea Ripley. Okay, Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley is
Everyone knows Rhea Ripley.
far and away. Roxanne's had a great year. Mariah May's up there in terms of her in ring quality.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Packer obviously is,
Insane.
amazing. Um,
They got people, man. It's great.
it, if Mercedes is anywhere towards that type of ranking, she's either uh probably literally a number 10 or a number 11 right outside the list, bro. But if that at all, but that will have to be taken into consideration in about a month or so when we're getting these year-end award brackets all figured out, bro. But it's not been a good year, and it's not looking good. Her in-ring quality has not been good. Her character development and the quality of her character not been good either this year, man. So yeah,
No,
not
yeah.
good, bro. Not good. But yes, whatever Becky Lynch gets paid, or sorry, whatever Mercedes Moné gets paid, when Bex comes back, she needs to get paid more than that because she's going to add to that
100%.
division. She's going to add her star power, and she's going to put on fucking banger ass matches, bro. And um, also too, what Becky did this year, going her story with Rhea Ripley, being as the just Becky having doubt casted upon her and feeling that Rhea might be better than her. What an amazing story to put Rhea Ripley over, and she did. And it sucks Rhea got hurt when she did, but Becky and her, I thought, told a really good story this year going into Mania. Um,
Yeah.
I thought at least, but yeah, man, I mean, they did some good stuff, bro. They did some good stuff this year, and uh hmm. Yeah, she definitely needs to be getting paid more than Mercedes does for sure. I don't know if that's
Oh,
going to be the case because we all know, Tony Khan likes to
yeah.
overspend his money, but hey, it's your money.
We'll see how it goes. Exactly.
But but yeah, bro. So yes, when Becky does come back, it's gonna be and dude, she's gonna dude the landscape of these divisions are looking, uh, which the news came out again today that when Raw and SmackDown move to 3 hours in January, there's going to be NXT call ups. Everybody's freaking out over this news as if
No way.
everybody's freaking out over this news as if this didn't come out 4 weeks ago and we talked about this 4 weeks ago, but
Like, all this has been known for all this Netflix related stuff has been known for a while now.
Yeah, it has, and with the call ups, Becky Lynch getting to work with. I don't know if Julia and Vacker are going to get called up. I definitely don't see Zarya being called up now, but
No.
I know Roxanne's coming up.
It
I
is.
I know for a fact Roxanne Perez is probably going to be the ones getting called up, unless Shawn Michaels really holds on to her tight and keeps her until after Stand and Deliver. Then obviously she won't be called up, but she's going to have great. She's going to have great. She's going to have great opponents when she does come back at that, bro. But
Mhm.
Logan's trying to get me to rant on Jade Cargill again, bro. Jade Cargill is ass, dog. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Can't nobody tell me differently, bro. Jade Cargill, I say it every time her and Bianca get a pay-per-view spot. Bianca is doing some all-time carry work right now. Jade Cargill is not coming along, bro. Sorry.
Mhm.
But yes. So yes, that is the news on Becky Lynch and the update with her in WWE. Now, actually, speaking of the women's divisions, we got some interesting news on War Games. So, according to the Wrestling Observer, they report that Raw and SmackDown will not be the only brands represented at the Survivor Series War Games event. The plan is for the NXT brand to be present this year at Survivor Series War Games. NXT women in the War Games match may be planned.
Hell yeah, bro.
This is the way to go. This is the way to
Mhm.
go, man. This is absolute because, bro, there
With
is
Rhea out.
with Rhea there, you could have maybe by the skin of your teeth finagled a Rhea versus Team Liv match. Okay, but with Rhea out, bro, you honestly have no other no other choice. And again, to make it more star-studded, I don't know if WWE is going to want to add, a little bit of main roster women in there, because I feel if you look at what they just did in that 5-on-5, I could
Mhm.
see the heel team looks a little weak, right?
Underpowered. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like, I don't think at this juncture, even though our guy Flex might say differently, you can't put Jasmine Nix in that fucking cage.
No.
And then on the babyface side, she's very good, but I don't know Kalani Jordan is exactly ready for that either. The other four are okay. And then you might be able to get away with putting Kalani Jordan in there. She's very athletic, so you might be able to get away with putting her in the cage. But that all comes down to, does WWE want maybe a bigger star in there other than Kalani Jordan? But that heel team, you're looking at Roxanne, Cora Jade, which Cora Jade is very mid in the ring. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. She's not really her wrestling. Her wrestling needs work, okay? As does her skateboarding. But then you have Jasmine Nix, who again you cannot fucking put in that cage. You have Fallon Henley and who's that? JC Jane. Those two okay. But again, is WWE going to want is WWE going to want a bigger star in there? As opposed to those people. So maybe they do put a Liv and Raquel, but otherwise, man, Roxanne would be great in the cage. And if you look at that babyface team, Julia Vacker, Jordan Grace, and Zarya, I think they'd be pretty fucking good in that cage, man.
I think so. I think they'd be fucking insane in that cage.
Yes, but yeah, Cora would definitely get the pass because of the partnership with Roxanne for sure. But mainly, bro, I'm really looking at Jasmine Nix, bro. There's no fucking way you can put her in that cage. There's no way.
No, you really can't.
But yeah, and then, like I said, there are certain people in the match where you look at them and they could definitely go in the cage for sure, like a Kalani Jordan, but is WWE going to want somebody with maybe a little bit more name value? So it's all gonna have to wait and see. But to be honest, bro, if I was NXT or if I was WWE, I would just send them out there, bro. I honestly would just send them out there because I think overall the babyface team is fine. Like I think they would all do good in War Games, but the heel team, mine is Jasmine Nix, bro. But even at that, if you do want her to get better, bro, just fucking send her out there. Or either
You
that,
might as well.
or you could replace her with another heel, like maybe like a Jada Parker or a Lola Vice or one of them other women they have on as a heel on that brand to maybe get slotted in there, bro. But yeah, but other than that, I think the women's War Games for NXT is the way to go. I think overall, I think all those women could do very good in the cage, man. It's just a thing of who does WWE want in there, which like I said, I think the babyface team is for the most part good to go. Um,
Mhm.
and I think they're for the most part good to go. I think maybe the heel team might need a little bit of work. But yeah, overall, I think, bro, there's no way you could put the main roster women in a War Games cage this year. It has to be the NXT women.
I think it has to be them too.
Yeah, man. So that is the news on the women's War Games and who could be participating in it this year. As we have some new faces, a part of the first few faces. Oh, actually, this actually broke while we were going live. Now that we're on the conversation of the women, according to PW Insider, there is still no timetable for Rhea Ripley's return. There is hope. There was hope making the rounds amongst talent this week that the injury may not be as bad as initially feared. Rhea was earmarked for a big role at WrestleMania. Um, so the company is crossing their fingers that she will be back in time. I've been hearing a rumor of 3 to 4 months, which even at that, she'll be back in time for She'll be back right before WrestleMania. Um, but it's interesting to know what that big role was going to be.
It's very interesting. I'm very curious to hear about that eventually, what it was going to be.
100%, because with if everything was on track and Rhea Ripley was I'm assuming she would have been done with Liv Morgan if she didn't get injured. So if she was done with Liv Morgan, what exactly does Rhea Ripley do? Does WWE bring Becky Lynch back as a heel and run that back again? Do they put Rhea up against do they put Rhea up against a new call up? Do they put Rhea against Roxanne? Do they put her? So it's interesting to see what they were gonna do, and I'm very interested to see what exactly that would have been, if it did end up, or if she didn't end up getting injured. But I'm sure whatever it is, they're going to maybe remain close to that, unless Rhea's injury completely, force them to switch their focus. But it's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting. We'll see we'll see how it all unravels.
For sure. Speaking of, actually, speaking of more sort of news about the women, there is according to Brian Alvarez, there is a belief amongst people in WWE that Meta 4 has been called up to the main roster. And
I'm fine
yes,
with it.
Logan, yeah, maybe they do the same thing for the women, but the men is absolutely getting a 4 versus 4 this year. It's gonna be,
Oh, that's obvious.
yeah, for sure. But for the women, it's interesting, man. But the Meta 4. Now, I'll say this. This group I honestly truly think is an NXT act. These
Yeah,
4 are going to go absolutely nowhere and do nothing on the main roster. Not a single fucking thing.
I think you have better people to call up that can have
Yes.
better direction.
So Noam Dar Noam Dar is better
He's not doing
suited in NXT, bro, because I'm telling you, if you call up Noam Dar, he's going to do nothing.
literally.
He is a very small fish in a very fucking big pond.
Mm-hmm.
And if Noam Dar is a small fish in a big pond, on-site Oro Mensa will this guy, I mean, why is he even in the conversation to be called up, bro?
On site. I'm not even gonna finish my sentence, but
On-site oral.
like, yeah, on site oral. That's all he does, man. Because who is he? Who wants to see him on the main roster? What is he gonna bring to the main roster?
Oral.
Yeah,
Um, as for Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, again,
okay.
there's better women in NXT you can call up if you really did want to call them up. You know, I think there's. I'll say this: Lash Legend was able to get her foot up on her bicycle kick all the way to Jade Cargill, or it might not have been Jade. She was able to get her fucking foot up all the way to somebody's head for the bicycle kick. Jade Cargill's bicycle kick made it to Lash Legend's knee.
Come on.
So you know, maybe maybe WWE maybe
Trade.
WWE, yeah, maybe a nice maybe send Lash up, maybe send Jade down. But I'll say this group needs to stay in NXT, bro. None of them. If Legado fucking Del Fantasma did not do anything,
These guys aren't doing nothing either.
Noam Dar, Oral Mensa, on-site Oral, Jakara Jackson, or Lash Legend they're not doing anything. And again, Noam Dar is the only one in this group that actually is a good wrestler, right? But even at that, dude, this group is they, unless you want to see them eventually meet their demise in WWE, then you should not want to see them called up because there's nothing. This group is such an NXT act. It's not even funny. They will do nothing on the main roster. Not a thing.
Literally, not a fucking thing, man. So we'll see how that shit goes, but I wouldn't do it if I was them.
We didn't get Ilya Dragunov off the ground on the main roster yet. You expect me to believe the Meta 4 stands a chance on the main roster? Come on, bro.
Metaphor.
I honestly have never even seen Oro Mensa wrestle.
And like,
I've never even heard anything about him being good until this comment right now.
and he's good in the ring, man. So what? Who isn't?
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to make Oro Mensa stand out amongst the main roster right now. I mean, no,
Oh, so,
nobody's getting excited to see Oro Mensa, take on fucking Drew McIntyre. Okay,
no.
nobody's getting excited for the Metaphor to meet the Wyatt Six or the Final Testament. Okay, nobody's getting excited for this, bro. So keep them down in NXT and let them develop until people start to feel I want to see them called up. Like, look at people you see in NXT, right? You look at people in NXT, certain people in NXT, and you say to yourself, holy shit, I can't wait to see them on the main roster, right? You look at Trick Williams, you say, oh my God, this guy's over as fuck. We need to see this guy
Mhm.
on the main roster. You look at a guy, or you look at a woman like Julia, Vacker, Roxanne,
Roxanne.
even Zarya. She's fucking 3 weeks in, and you still say, oh shit, they're going to be dope on the main roster.
Crazy.
Do you
Mm.
honestly look at the Metaphor and say, "Oh shit, my dog, they need to be on fucking
I need
SmackDown"?
I need to see Oral Mensa on SmackDown, bro. I need to see him chopping it up with fucking The Rock, dude. I
Yes,
need The
or
Rock with some Oral.
Oro Mensa needs to be the guy to take the title from LA Knight, bro. Nobody's saying that, dog. They need to stay in NXT until people get the feeling that wow, they need to be on the main roster, as we get for many others in NXT. How
Mm-hmm.
long were we sitting here saying, oh my God, I need to see Dragunov on the main roster? This guy's a fucking gem. How long are we saying that?
Gotta see Braun Breaker on that main roster.
Dude,
Come on, people.
Carmelo. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
man. I mean,
Go
but
say that about Trick. God damn, call the fucking guy up already, please.
yes, Trick needs to be on the main roster. He needs um he's mega over, and he will only get better once he starts working with guys like McIntyre, guys of that stature, man. I think he's only going to get better, man, and he's mega over. And like I said, and more specifically in NXT now, the women. You look at half that. I cannot wait for them to fucking gut that women's division, dude, because they have so much that I just cannot wait to see on the main roster. And I think it's going to just be incredible on the main roster. Roxanne Perez reminds me so much of AJ Lee. It is sickening.
Oh,
Okay.
it's insane.
Zarya is almost sort of some and not just I mean the F5 definitely plays to it, but she just reminds me of some just female beast incarnate, bro. She reminds me of something of a female fucking Brock Lesnar. Okay, and she's
Mm-hmm.
just a beast out there, and Jordan Grace, bro. I mean, she's not even with the fucking company yet, but she
Literally.
and
Call
then
her up.
and then obviously nothing needs to be said at all about Vacker and Julia, because I didn't even want them to go to NXT. I understand it, but dude, they're so main roster ready. It is not even funny, bro. But
I'm
um
telling you.
yeah, but yes, the Metaphor should not be called up. This is a comedy act that is going to be used to put over people and nothing more. And there's
Yep.
absolutely no future in set up for them right now. And if you want there to be a future, let them keep developing and let them keep getting better, because that's the only chance that they stand, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of people standing a chances and people developing, WWE ID, WWE's independent development program, has added its first 6. Actually, let me make sure there hasn't been any more since. Okay. Yes, they've added their first 6 prospects to the program, as you can see on your very screen. WWE welcomes Zeta Steel, Cappuccino Jones,
Hell
Sean.
yeah.
What's up? Oh, God.
Hell yeah. Cappuccino Jones. That's fire right there.
Sean Legacy, Zara Zacher, Bryce Donovan, who looks very just not excited in his photo, and Cartwheel Jacob.
Man.
They did note, you can't see it on their little screens, but they did note in their tweets where they scouted these people from. Zeta Steel was scouted from Combat Zone Wrestling CZW. Bryce Donovan was scouted from Wrestling Open. Cappuccino Jones was scouted from This Is Wrestling. Cartwheel Jacob was scouted from Game Changer Wrestling, or GCW. Zara Zacher was scouted from Millennium Pro Wrestling, MPW. And Sean Legacy was scouted from Pro Wrestling Revolution / a Pro Wrestling Noah tryout.
And
These are your first 6. No note on Zilla Fatu yet, but no, so congratulations to all these people, and I'm excited to see their development. I'm already seeing a lot of clips from these people, and I'm excited for them, man. I'm excited for them, except for one. But I'll refrain my judgment on him.
I gotta back my boy on that one. I'm excited, except for one, man. But I'm excited, man. You got some good, interesting names, man. Cappuccino Jones, you got me hooked. You got me intrigued right there, man.
Whoa, Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones.
Cold brew cappuccino from Coffeeville. I'm excited, man. I'm very intrigued. I'm digging the gimmick, man. So I'm down. These are cool names, and I'm excited to see how this process goes, man.
Yes, absolutely. I've already been seeing a lot of Zeta Steel. I don't know if that's typical IWC. Uh,
Thirsty.
thirsting over who they're prospecting on. But I seen a lot from her. Obviously, we all know who Cartwheel Jacob is, and Logan slid for us with Eric Young, and I'm gonna slide here.
Slide for him.
I'm sliding for manager Logan. I'm not fucking with this Cartwheel Jack Summit at all.
Summit. I don't think he's gonna climb the summit, man. But hey, gotta back my boy up on that one.
Yes, stay in AEW. Keep doing your cartwheels, Mr. Jacob. And yeah, we're not sliding for Cartwheel Jacob.
No, we're sliding for our boy.
From Coffeeville, Kansas City, or not Kansas City, Coffeeville, Kansas. Cold Brew Cappuccino Jones. His finisher is the Decaffeinator and the Froggy Brew.
I love this dude, man. I've never seen anything from him, but all that shit alone, I'm interested.
Yeah, man, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited for these people, and yeah, I hope everything goes well for all 5.
All 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wish them the best, and this is a huge opportunity for independent talent, and I'm just excited that WWE is giving the indies some love, because Triple H lathered the independents in love with those NXT days, and we all remember in 2021, you had to be not above 30, and you had to be not an independent guy. They were not looking for independent talent. They wanted Olympians, which they did invite some Olympians down there, and they wanted next in line talent from these programs from colleges. So I'm excited to see the independents getting some love, bro. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they do. I'm excited for all of it, man. I can't wait.
Yep. I want to see my boy Cappuccino Jones and the real deal Zeta Steel. Fucking Cartwheel Jacob.
Fucking
What the
Cappuccino
fuck?
Jones. Gotta love it.
WWE, man. WWE, Mark Shapiro was recently doing some chatting. This is completely random. I figured we'd get this out of the way. Mark Shapiro. I lost it. Hold on. All right. Okay. Via CNBC, Yes, I love me a frappe, Bill. I love me a
Oh
fucking
yeah,
frappe. Yeah, you ain't
real
lying.
shit.
Um, via CNBC, TKO president Mark Shapiro states that sports betting in WWE is not happening.
No way.
Yeah. Um,
That would that would literally just result in the most backstage fucking scams that people would be
yes.
pulling to fucking, oh man, who's going over? Oh, bet. Okay, okay. Like that's all it's gonna be. You can't do
100%.
that in wrestling.
You would have half those fucking writers saying, trying to squeeze out, you going over? Yeah, they told me I was going over today. Oh, nice, man. Congratulations. And then they would run to their fucking phone, go on
Hmm.
FanDuel and bet, oh, Rhea Ripley's gonna win this one. That that
Yep.
that would absolutely not work. That would be the most rigged shit in the wrestling world. Now, there's ways you can do it if you did want to have fun with it and not so much of predicting a winner. You could maybe do things like who's going to jump
The
off the
finisher.
top rope first,
Mhm.
who's going to hit their first finisher, is anybody going to kick out at one, if so who. You could do things like that, but overall I think sports betting is
Just
made
doesn't work with
for,
wrestling.
it doesn't at all, man. Like I said,
It's
you could
mhm.
make it work, but at the end of the
it,
day, it's just not for it, in my
it's
opinion.
just you can make it work, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna be scam city from someone in the industry, so it's just not gonna work out.
Yeah. Another thing, too, with the WWE ID program, the fact that they're announcing these people with these names, I wonder if they do end up signing them if they are going to let them keep their names.
I would think so. If they're doing these big reveals with these names, I would assume so.
Definitely. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. Well, it seems like DraftKings. I don't sports bet, so I wouldn't know. But according to Logan, it looks like DraftKings does something similar to that. So that's the
I think
best
I
way
heard
to
about
do
it
it for
before.
sure.
Oh, 100%. Because you just can't do that shit in wrestling. It's just gonna be so much fucking, so much scamming going on.
100%. 100%, man. So, um, with that, going back to some developmental type news, NXT. According to Fightful Select, things have been completely silent and stagnated when talking about NXT Europe the past couple of years. The WWE and TKO merger put a lot of things on hold as of early 2024. There was no date planned for anything regarding a launch announcement or anything regarding NXT Europe.
I mean, it's best to just can all those fucking other NXTs you want, NXT Japan, NXT Europe. No point in doing it. You just need your one NXT, and that's all you need. I'm glad.
100%. 100%, bro. It's like you might as well, like, again, bro, that when the UK indie scene was popping, that might have been, a good time to start that, bro. But with what you got going on now, man, I think it's just best to keep your one NXT and send everybody there, let them develop, and the people that are developing the best get the spots on TV, and the people who don't, they stay in the performance center and work until they do get to that point, or until WWE figures out what to do with them.
Hmm.
But um yeah, man, I mean, I honestly don't see NXT Europe happening, and I don't know that it should happen at this point. And actually, we predicted this from the very moment they announced doing shutting down NXT UK and relaunching NXT Europe. Me and you were the only
Say,
two people sitting here saying this probably is not going to happen, just because of the confidence WWE was saying um
oh, it's
regarding
good.
NXT Europe. It just wasn't none at all.
No, they were in over their head. It was at a time where that's all Triple H had was NXT, so he wanted to expand it. Now it's pointless to do that and just do the current model you're doing.
100%. Um Well, speaking of some news, backstage in WWE, some backstage news here. According to Dave Meltzer, Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes are currently on temporary leave from WWE, according to multiple sources in the company. Both are expected back, although the time frame was said to be indefinite. Pritchard's absence is officially said to be due to a family emergency, and Hayes' absence is due to personal issues. So, yeah, these guys, these guys are gone with from the company, and I wish them the best. I wish them the best, and hope everything's going okay with them, and hopefully they can get back. And yeah,
Oh yeah, hopefully all goes well and they could, make it back when everything, gets fixed.
definitely, man, definitely. Um haven't really noticed too much. But then again, we never, we've always really known Bruce Pritchard's role to kind of just sit there and say yeah. Um, so
He's company yes man, so
yeah, as for Michael Hayes, man, Michael Hayes has produced some pretty good matches in the past. And Michael Hayes has always been one of their best producers. So wish him the
mhm,
best, and I wish Bruce the best as well, and hope they can come back whenever they're ready, man. So
definitely.
another absence, Drew McIntyre, man. Fightful Select is reporting that Drew McIntyre has been using this time off to be with his family in Europe. McIntyre recently has been dealing with several personal losses. Well, this sucks, and this probably came as a blessing in disguise as Drew McIntyre, at the perfect time was written off of television due to Hell in a Cell, and
Mhm.
it allowed him some free time to free up and go home and be with his family and whatnot. And I truly pray for Drew, and I hope that I hope he's dealing with everything the best he can, man. So I'm glad he this worked well as time for him to go home and spend with his family,
Exactly. I hope everything goes well. Hope he gets to enjoy his time with his family and just wish the best for him, man. Hope everything going well.
for sure. For sure, man. Well, speaking of his opponent, in Hell in a Cell, CM Punk,
Phil.
Chicago Phil, Pepsi Phil. According to Fightful, the earliest return date for CM Punk would be the November 11th edition of Monday Night Raw, but that is not a guarantee. Punk was tentatively planned for the Survivor Series build. WWE sources had claimed Punk was never planned for Crown Jewel, which took place this past weekend. Well, we all know how Punk feels about people, going over to Saudi, as he thinks they should suck a blood money covered dick. You fucking dork.
One of the best tweets ever, dude. Like, I love that he apologized for it, but like, how do you apologize to someone for saying, just, hey man, I'm sorry I told you to suck a blood money covered dick and called you a dork, man. My bad. I was just tweeting, man. Like, how do you say that?
Are you like, hey man, do you remember a couple years ago, on Twitter when I told you to man, suck a blood money covered dick. You remember when I said that to you? All right, well, I'm really sorry about it,
My
man.
bad, dude. I was just in a heated moment at the time. Like, how does the Miz just say, "Oh no, yeah, man, you're good. You told me to suck a blood money covered dick, but it's all good, bro. Water under the bridge. Like, come on, it's crazy work, but yeah. No, it's obvious. We all knew he wasn't going to be in Saudi, man. So it ended up being perfect with Hell in a Cell and whatnot.
100%. 100%. Yeah, it definitely worked out for the best. It definitely worked out for the best, and it's interesting to see now what exactly he does going into Survivor Series, if anything. Because Damian Priest is number one contender, but they didn't necessarily say it was for Survivor Series. So it's going to be
Oh,
interesting to see it's going to be interesting to see what exactly gets done here, man. Like I said, if anything, he could come back and just start something completely new. And if that is the case, who fucking knows what that is? But it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
interesting, man, to see, what exactly happens with him on his way back, because I, in all honesty, have no idea.
I have no clue what they're about to do with him, so I'm very intrigued to see how they're gonna do this.
For sure. And speaking of the number one contender for Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship at the moment, Damian Priest. Damian Priest.
Oh, rise.
According to WrestleVotes Radio, there are talks to strengthen the Damian Priest character in regards to merchandising and appearance. WWE have discussed Priest paying homage to his Puerto Rican culture by embracing his Vejante mask, I think is how you say it. I probably botched that, but it's the mask he wore at WrestleMania with the spikes coming out of it and the teeth. The mask he wore at WrestleMania. I would
Uh,
hope so, because the whole heat with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus, the Judgment Day, it has absolutely cooled down, as Damian Priest was never so hot to begin with. His world title reign just kind of started to get good. They took the title off him, which was perfect at the time. Then you should have worried about strengthening his character going into the feud with Finn Balor. They put on a very mid match at Bad Blood, from what I can remember. It was very just not memorable. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't memorable. And you proceeded to keep this guy off television, slot him in the AEW role of filming fucking vignettes for 19 weeks, and kept him off television, and it cooled him down. You should have wanted to strengthen the Damian Priest character after he lost the world title. That should have been a focus of keeping him strong, and they have severely cooled him down, man. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, bro, I mean, there's like half the roster is more should be discussed as more should be taken more
strengthen their
seriously
image.
than Damian Priest, in my honest opinion, anyway, bro. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's nothing but good. It's better than the fucking than the bisexual Undertaker he's got going on now. So I'd say give it a whirl, give it a go. Let's see how it goes.
definitely, man. But if they do want to strengthen his character to make him, more of a higher card guy, you could give it a shot. But at the end of the day, I just don't see it working out, man. I genuinely don't see him as a top star in WWE. He's maybe lower main event card, or maybe upper mid card, but I just don't see that in him, bro.
He's just gotta lose the current look and vibe he has now, dude. He's gotta be the rock star again, dude. I think that's the best role for him.
If it does work out, I agree. If you are gonna want to make him in that type of role, yeah, this whole like bisexual Undertaker thing he's got going on now, I don't see it working, man. I really don't. This sort of like, or sort of what he's kind of adapted into is this, the whole like, moving his hands, and when he cuts a promo, it just
It's
doesn't exude superstar to me.
No, it really doesn't, man. It really does not exude superstar. It exudes bisexual Undertaker.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It really exudes just somebody trying to be somebody he's not. So
Hmm.
the last piece of WWE news here today, before we move on, Let me double check here before we move on. Yep, nothing other than stuff we already know. Yeah. Oh well. Bobby Roode is being praised for stepping up in the absence of Michael Hayes. So
That's
that's
good.
yeah,
Obviously good.
that is that. And then yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically okay. So with the last piece, the official last piece of WWE news here for today's episode of the news, WWE has announced today that the Elimination Chamber is headed to the Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada on Saturday, March 1st, 2025. So about a month after the Royal Rumble. I believe the Royal Rumble's February 1st or February 2nd, one of the two. March 1st, Saturday in Toronto. I love the red logo this year. I think that is really nice.
Really good. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny because they're going to I believe they'll be in Canada for Survivor Series, and they're going to, I mean, not Toronto, but they're going to Canada again for Elimination Chamber. So Canada's getting a ton of love, this year,
Plus,
or
I
in the,
think Canada's an easy spot for them because they get that European crowd feel without that time slot. So I think they really do like
True,
Canada for that.
very true. I originally thought this was going to go to the Scotiabank Arena because that was originally what was reported, but it looks like it's going to a baseball field. I believe this is where the Toronto Blue Jays play, and I'm fucking with this a lot more. I think that's going to create a very cooler atmosphere. And dude, I'm not gonna lie at all to you guys, man. I'm really messing with that red logo. I love the way that Elimination Chamber logo looks red.
It looks great red. Plus, you got the little Toronto flag in there, which just
Yep,
matches with the white. It looks really fucking
yep.
good, dude.
They
I dig the red a lot.
Yep, they I believe they put the the Canadian flag at the bottom of the Survivor Series one too. So,
I think so. So it's good. I like the Canada. I like all these Canada shows. I like Canada as a spot, and I think they really like Canada as a spot for that time slot. So I think that's why they keep going there
definitely,
so
man.
often.
Yeah, I could see that, dude. I could see that cuz yeah, you get like you get a very crazy crowd, maybe a little bit of even though it's not a European, it's a European type feel. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
And they do get to keep that, later. They do get to keep
American
that
time slot.
exactly. Exactly.
So
So I could
I
see that.
definitely love it. Mm-hmm.
I could see that, man. But no, I'm excited. I love the way it looks. I'm excited to see what they got in store for the show. And obviously, you guys know we'll be covering the show. So yeah, excited about that, man. Excited about that. And yeah, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be a good show, and it looks good. And dude, the atmosphere of a baseball field, a baseball stadium for Elimination Chamber, is awesome. I really like that. I really am messing with
Love
that.
that idea. Hell yeah.
All right. Moving on to AEW.
Oh man.
Moving on to AEW, man. Actually, something that just dropped via AEW is Julia Hart is building, and she has produced videos to build to her return to the company.
It's good. I can't wait, man.
Definitely, man. Um so let's see. Bryan Danielson. We got an update on the American Dragon as the latest on Bryan via Fightful Select. The latest word regarding Bryan Danielson is that Danielson was hoping to avoid surgery and try out some stem cell treatments. Danielson's neck has been messed up for quite some time, but the hope is for him to avoid surgery and just rehab the injury. Ooh,
Well,
yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah, well, yes, I hope that I hope the stem cell does go well for him, as you know, if you can avoid getting surgery, then you know, hopefully that is the best case scenario for him, and whatever Brian feels is best for him and his family, man, I think he will do. And I hope he does, man. And I wish him all the best. And I'm excited to see. I'm excited to hear about his recovery, man. And I'm excited to just hear about him getting better, regardless on how that is, bro. So I wish Brian all the best. But that is the latest on Danielson.
And man, Brian on some stem cells. If you see what that shit did to Ray, imagine what that's gonna do to fucking Brian. That man be moving crazy while injured, let alone fucking full stem cell powered up.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be insane.
Another AEW guy that is sorely missed, Samoa Joe. According to the Observer, Twisted Metal Season 2, just finished filming. Samoa Joe will be available to come back to AEW within the coming weeks. Ah, dude. God,
Hey,
I have fucking missed Samoa Joe.
hell yeah, dude. I think they're definitely building up on TV too with this whole hook
Yeah,
and fucking stuff, whatever. So glad to see him coming back, and I can't wait. I need to see more of that team.
100%. 100%. I'm excited to see I'm very excited to see Hook and Joe back on TV together because they were one of the best parts. If actually for a couple weeks there, they were the best part about Dynamite. The only good thing about Dynamite um
Yeah.
over the summer. And Twisted Metal season 2 is finished, wrapping up, which that's a whole other can of worms in itself. I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that. And I'm excited to see Joe back, man. I'm excited to see Joe back, and this lets me know within the next coming months, I'm expecting my Twisted Metal season 2 trailer. So, excited for both things. I'm excited for Twisted Metal season 2, and I'm very excited for Samoa Joe to come back to the company, man, because for the love of God, they need him.
Yeah, they really do, man. I need that vibe back on television. I need a vibe back on television, but his
Something.
something, dude.
Fuck. Um, According to the Observer, the expectation has been that AEW is running Forbidden Door at the O2 Arena next year in 2025 instead of Wembley Stadium, but we have not been able to announce. We haven't been able to announce the arena.
Damn. If they have to switch that shit, that's gonna be such a bad look. I mean, I think it's better to do it anyway. I think they should, but it ain't gonna be a great look for them no matter what. Either
It,
they're gonna do it at Wembley and not get no one in the crowd, or they gotta switch arenas because they're not gonna get nobody.
if they even considered putting that fucking show at Wembley Stadium, there's
And
a
then
whole
nobody.
nother slew of problems that we need to cover because All In got, obviously we all know, the first year it was 80, this year I think it was about 50. If you think people would ever pull up to Wembley Stadium to watch Forbidden Door, that is just that
I mean,
bro.
got hope. I'll give them that.
That is that God. That is there's a whole nother bit of problems right there in itself. Nobody in their right mind is showing up for Forbidden Door at Wembley Stadium. Would that stadium would be so fucking empty, it would be laughable.
Ugh. Like, again, it's gonna be a bad look for them to have to switch arenas, but I think it's better no matter what. It's a better look than having no one in that massive arena.
Yeah. But the O2 is definitely the better option. It is definitely the better option because it's definitely the better option. Obviously, it's a smaller arena, and you know you have a better chance of people showing up for that than to fill up Wembley Stadium, which they were not doing anyways. But yeah, it's definitely the smart move on Tony's part. No doubt about it.
Oh, 100%.
And with that, man, the final news story for today, Malakai Black.
I'm going to crush my dreams here.
After Wednesday's edition of Dynamite, Fightful Select reported the word backstage in AEW in recent months is that they believed Malakai Black would be done with AEW towards the end of 2024 or early 2025. However, this has not been confirmed. Malakai Black would then take to Twitter the very next day or a couple days later. He addressed his AEW status, saying he is not injured, nor is he retiring, nor is he leaving. Why do you guys have to hype me up like this, bro?
I swear to God, I was hype.
I was so
Man,
hyped, bro. What the
we were
fuck?
all that whole night about, dude, he come WWE, back to WWE, he could do this, he could, and it's just crushing my dreams, man. Hope it's up soon, but I remember, isn't it not up to like 2027 then, if that's the case?
He didn't specify. He could very well just be wanting to work and keep everything a secret. Maybe if it is early 2024 or 2025, but if it's not either of those, yes, we are looking at a 2027 release for Malakai Black.
Man, I just hate that he's wasting his career in AEW, man. So many people are.
And it sucks because no matter what he will tell you, he wants to go. He does not fucking want to be there, bro. But he's toughing it out because he knows he signed the deal and he made his decision, and unfortunately it's one that came to bite him in the ass, but he wants to leave, bro. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
got so excited seeing this story, thinking about him facing Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes and Gunther and LA Knight and Cody, being that they have their history, and all these different guys, Breaker, Bronson, Rollins, all these different guys. And I was so excited hearing this story that Black might be on his way out of AEW in the similar fashion that Andrade did last year at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year. And it really sucks. And obviously, I'm always going to keep my eyes and ears peeled to whenever I hear that this guy does leave AEW, because, oh Lord, do I just need this guy back in WWE, man. He is sorely needed away from AEW television, because they have just they do not value him. They do not fucking value him. And how you do not value the former Aleister Black, I have no idea. And it's one of the most criminal things that Tony Khan has ever done since being in his role.
Literally. Criminal. Wasting the career of fucking Malakai Aleister Black, man. Don't know how you do it. I was so hyped for him to leave, and it's been, put on pause again, man. So I just hope he can get out of there as soon as possible.
Definitely, bro. Definitely, man. And yeah, man. With that, everybody, that is going to do it for this edition of NHP. This is going to do it for another edition of the news. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 239 of the news. And with that, thank you guys so very much for joining us. Everybody who came out, man. Bill, Naysayers, Durante, Ajax, thank you guys so very much for joining us, man. Whether you guys, like I said, are here now or a part of the Replay Mafia, my guys, JT and JB, thank you guys so very much. And it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP, another edition of the news. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all on Monday with NHP Unscripted.
Peace.